I want to tell you first of all that we have Greg Blaze with us that is here from RISE, who's happy to answer any questions you have when we're done. And we also, where's our engineer?
Chad Johnson.
There's Chad. Hi, Chad Johnson, our structural engineer for the city, who did our evaluation this afternoon, is here as well and can also answer questions. So I'm just going to give you a few brief updates and then we can go to questions. So our city engineers have been working over the past few hours. As we said, the very first thing we needed to determine was whether the building was structurally safe. They have determined, no surprise, that it is not. That means that in short order, as soon as we can do it, that the wood framing in that building will be coming down. We are concerned, obviously, about not only the safety of people in the buildings nearby, but also we just don't want to destroy anybody's structures. So we're worried about intuition and some of the other areas. So that will be happening just as soon as we can make that happen. Public safety has to be number one. You asked me earlier about the sprinkler system. So we learned the sprinkler system was not yet activated because there had to be a pressure test that was done right before the building was going to be opened. That was going to happen this coming week before residents started to move in. That pressure test had not yet been done, so the sprinklers were not yet turned on. As far as tenant support, we are going to be working with the folks who had planned to move in to try to find other places for them to live. As far as road closures are concerned, hopefully you guys have this. As our firefighters continue to combat the fire in the following areas, including sidewalks, are going to be closed until further notice. That's going to be Duval Street East from Georgia Street to Palmetto Street, Adams Street from A. Philip Randolph to Lafayette Street, and A. Philip Randolph from Duval Street to Bay Street, and Gator Bowl Boulevard from Lafayette Street to Georgia Street. The events happening around the city. The Icemen are scheduled to play in the arena on Wednesday night and on Friday night. We're looking forward to safe fan experiences for everybody who wants to come to those games, but that garage over here, because of where the wall is on this side of the building, we're not going to want that to cause any sort of danger to the parking garage, so we're not going to use the parking garage. That's going to be the only thing that is affected there, but fans will still be able to go to the games. As far as business closures, unfortunately, Intuition, Ale Works, Manifest Distilling, and the offices across A. Philip Randolph Boulevard also are in the collapse zone, so they're going to have to be closed until we're able to bring those walls down and make sure that they can't collapse onto the street. And then in terms of air quality, you asked me about air quality. We have 7 air quality monitors around the city. We checked all of them. They all registered air quality in the good range this afternoon, so whatever smoke we had did not affect in a negative way our air quality. As far as the river is concerned, the city's Environmental Quality Division, Coast Guard, the EPA have all been notified about potential poisons that have gone into the river because of this. We'll be monitoring that. Just want to also just once again, please ask for your patience here on some of these issues. I know you got a lot of questions still, so do we, all of us. We're not going to have them all answered in 24 hours, okay? So especially while this building is still burning, we're just going to continue to work. So just to wrap, while this is clearly a setback for us and all of our hearts are broken about it, it's not going to stop our forward momentum downtown. And I had an opportunity to speak for quite a while this afternoon with Greg and his team. And I will just tell you that they're a local company. They're a Jacksonville company. They've got several other projects that are ongoing in the city of Jacksonville. They're committed to this city and they are committed to building back. So, obviously this is disappointing for all of us, but we're going to move forward and through it. And we wouldn't be able to be doing much of anything beyond lamenting if it weren't for our wonderful firefighters. So I just want to tell you how, once again, grateful I am for all the work that they've done from 9:30 last night all the way through. They're still here tonight. They'll probably be here all through the night again. So with that, I'll turn it over to Chief Powers with gratitude for all you're doing.
Thank you, Mayor. We do have a great bunch of firefighters in this city. So just to get you up to speed real quick on what's going to happen through the night, we've got ladders positioned on all 4 corners. Those ladders are going to be in place. We'll have firefighters down here monitoring the situation. When we have a flare up, they will put water on that. Other than that, we're not going to be flowing water because we're concerned about the runoff going into the river. and that we'll continue to monitor the situation throughout the night and into tomorrow until we feel like it's safe enough to start taking some of these ladders down. So with that, we'll be glad to take any questions.
Dave, the 911 call has been released, and the 911 caller said he saw a crew leave earlier in the evening. Do we know anything about the last group of people who were in the building at the time?
Well, you want to answer that, Greg?
I certainly don't mind. Yeah, thank you for that question. We had some flooring experts laying tile on the bottom floor of the building that were not up in the area that the fire supposedly started up higher into the building. They were not in the area of harm or danger, immediate danger with the fire, and they were leaving when they saw or heard crackling or what have you.
Did any of your crews have any ideas, any thoughts at this point on what could have happened?
No, I mean, none of us do at this point still. It's still an ongoing investigation, and a lot of due diligence and inspection still has to occur.
Able to be salvaged?
We haven't been able to get into the building to really give you an answer on that. I don't know. We don't know.
How many tenants were signed up to start leasing?
Sure. We had 8 residents who were due to move in this coming weekend, and we've actually contacted each of them, as Mayor Deegan said, and those families have all been offered places, other RISE properties throughout the greater Jacksonville community, and some of them, in fact, have taken us up on that already. We were going to be close to that. Yeah, that's fair.
How's your business doing right now? This is devastating for your local business to have this. I mean, how are you guys doing today?
Man, today's been a rough day. There's a lot of heartbroken people in the office of RISE. Our motto is love, serve, care, and we're doing that with one another right now. Our subcontractors, our professional partners, we were all kind of held hands together today and tried to be strong and faithful while we deal with this tragedy. And so I appreciate you asking. There's a lot of heartbroken people in the RISE family right now. This has been a labor of love since 2019, this Doro project.
Do you know the rough cost of this project?
It's upwards of $60 million.
Is the building insured? Is the property insured? Are we expecting the whole building to come down at this point?
It's yet to be determined. The structure is also a lot of precast concrete. There's a parking deck and a podium, concrete podium that, God willing, is unaffected and still sustainable and usable. If that's the case, we will definitely try to do so. If it's not and it's unsafe as well, then it will also come down, but it's yet to be determined.
And when would you consider or the timing for rebuilding?
Just as soon as we can get through our process. We have a process, obviously, now that this has occurred, that we have to go through, and that's going to have to run its course. I would be speculating if I told you how quickly that takes, right?
On average, how much will it cost to rebuild?
Again, I'm not sure. I mean, it's to be determined. I mean, we have to go through a whole nother design and construction estimating process in that phase of the development. And, the market will sound at that point and tell us what costs are then. They've obviously changed since we started construction here.
Is she powered? I saw lights have been brought in for overnight, it looks like. Is this going to be overnight? Are we still expecting a few days? Is that time frame changed at all?
Scott, the problem is we got those voids up there that we can't get to from the outside, and so we're going to have these ladders positioned around here probably for a couple days. And as fire shows itself, we'll put that little bit of fire out. But because we can't get into those voids, we're just going to have to stay here and work with it until we're done or until the demolition starts.
Do you have any idea how many gallons of water have been used so far?
A bunch. I don't know.
Do we know how this maybe affects the river, actually?
So we have a responsibility to notify the EPA and the Coast Guard and city's Environmental Quality Division. Those notifications were made early this morning, and they're the ones that are responsible for monitoring that.
Are we any closer to finding out how this may have started?
Yeah, the state is working on that investigation. The building's not safe to get into right now, so that process is going to be ongoing until they, review all the security footage they need to do and all the things that they do in their investigations.
Yeah, this is so new. Obviously, we've got a long process to go through and navigate. And, you know, we chose to move the company to Jacksonville, make a commitment to be downtown. We still have that commitment strong in our hearts. We want to be downtown. To every extent possible, we absolutely want to see a rebuild happen.
Now, is this impacting your other structures around the city that you're currently building and having people move into?
No, ma'am.
And how long do we actually expect businesses to be closed? Do we know how long this is going to take, this whole process?
The businesses that Mayor Deegan was talking about that are on this side of APR, this parking garage and Intuition Aleworks are going to have to remain closed until the structure can be made safe. Our city engineers are working with the construction company to do that, but we've got to make the building safe first, so we don't have a potential collapse onto those businesses we talked about.
Are we expecting a collapse? Does it look like it might happen? Or?
I don't know that we're expecting one, but it's a possibility, and we have to do everything to make sure public safety remains number one.
Was the building insured? How much is insurance picking up what happened?
Yes, the building's insured, and that's part of the process that we're navigating. We don't have those answers yet. This happened just under 24 hours ago, so there's still a lot to determine.